This is not pre-watched. I do not know anything. I have seen the price. There we go.
Position, they will be
This
able
guy
to
looks
grow
so
in
stoned.
strength, in capability. If they play the primary
They added the
challenge
wall!
as Communist China,
That's
it's taken
cool.
You have to make sure that the nationalists and Japan face a stalemate against each other, so you can bolster your own power from within, or you can launch infiltration campaigns against China, so you can wage guerrilla warfare on Japan.
It's always interesting how eloquent they are at talking about you click buttons. Japanese Empire. Ooh, I think they also got a whiter shade.
The player fantasy is to fulfill Japan's imperial ambitions and conquer all of East Asia.
The player
Of course,
fantasy.
they also want to kick the Western powers out of the Pacific, be it as an imperial nation or as a nation who just recently rid themselves of their imperial past.
So they made no changes! But you're still gonna pay $50 for it. I'm not sure about the shade of blue, but I do like blue China. You know, they have to balance it with France and the US.
Unifying the different local governors and warlords by using our reworked faction system.
This will actually be interesting if China gets some special... I mean, I guess you can still make like the EU decisions where you can puppet and annex other Chinas because you share a course with them or something like that. But it's gonna be interesting if they do something special. Like, that could also be cool if they make factions have the ability, like if you can make special factions that are, I guess, similar to Comintern, where you have one guy and then billions of puppets, and anybody who joins the faction will slowly become a puppet through certain mechanics. That could be interesting. Like, that could work with China, and then also in an extended sense with other factions, or Soviet Union, you know, like your own faction.
The Philippines are basically the same place that they are now. They can be found between Japan and Australia.
Yo!
So the
History!
Particularly, you can request equipment from the United States, and you can also get some divisions and things from them. And also, Big Daddy America will protect you.
Like everybody else, like every other nation.
In No Compromise, No Surrender, we are working on making factions more unique and immersive. Instead of all feeling the same, each faction now will have a manifesto that defines the long-term purpose of the faction, along with faction goals that reward members for pursuing them. Factions will also follow a set of rules, like who can join the faction, who can declare war, and how faction leadership changes.
American Commonwealth? American... What? Okay, do they have sub-factions now?
Influence and contribution will determine how important each country is within the faction.
They have the same color as
decision
real life.
making and rewards in peace conferences. With this expansion, we release a complete rework of the doctrine system, giving players deeper control over how their armed forces evolve.
No!
Instead of a single static tree,
All of my guys
doctrines
are
now combine
gone.
grand doctrines, your overarching military strategy, with customizable sub-doctrines, choosing from tracks like infantry, armor, artillery, and operations.
I will say, this makes much more sense. Historically, you wouldn't just be like, okay, we're gonna build tanks and that's it. Oh, it's gonna be changed. We'll see.
These grow stronger through a new mastery system, where units gain bonuses by training and fighting in real time.
Oh no, you're gonna have to open loot boxes. And then you have to hope that you get a 5-star doctrine. This has a chance to be really cool if they execute it properly, because one thing that I am missing in HoI4 is if you use infantry, you are not really rewarded for using infantry, or like especially with tanks. Between not using tanks at all and fighting with your tanks for 10 years, the only thing that is different is your generals will be more accustomed to them, but you as a nation will not know how to produce tanks better, which we have gotten with the MIOs a little bit, but this sounds like you will slowly gather up mastery for using, for example, infantry, or combat support, or armor, or doing operations, which I guess is like paratrooping, naval invasions, battle planning. By using infantry, you get mastery of infantry, and then you can spend mastery on getting better traits here. That sounds interesting. It is a huge nerf unless you can get mastery outside of combat. I'm mildly excited for it. I guess we'll have to wait for a dev diary there.
Pacific is a cosmetic pack featuring various historical classes of warships that are based around the Pacific region in this case. 3D models and 2D icons that you can use in the game, but it won't have any major effect on the core gameplay in itself.
Whoa!
It's an option.
I mean, I guess it's cool, but does anyone actually care?
Ships that mainly sailed in the Pacific region.
I'm gonna be honest. The first one looks like any other battleship. And this aircraft carrier has Japanese stripes. And wood. Theater pack. Okay, so that's no longer, what did they call it? Country pack? It's a theater pack now. So you know it's gonna be different. It's not gonna be the same shit show. And it's gonna cost more.
It includes focus trees and feature updates for Australia, Indonesia, and Siam, as well as some additional features like the addition of ship captains and military HQs.
A bit of a bummer that they didn't add Malaya. I guess they are reworking most of the Commonwealth nations one by one, and then we're gonna get America next, I'm gonna assume. Like the big next thing is gonna be America with Siberia, America, Canada, South Africa. And then they can do a big Commonwealth rework after that with the UK, Ireland, ship captains. I guess those are like officers, so we're gonna get the same type of deal where you don't just spawn admirals out of thin air, you have to promote them from ship captains. Military HQs. I'm gonna assume that's stuff you can capture and they give you military XP or something? I guess that's already more promising that this theater pack has features as opposed to, oh look, an octagon when you fight in a city.
The primary features we're looking at adding is primarily the military HQs, which allows you to deploy generals and use them to wield local command. And by doing so, you can support your troops directly in the field with updated abilities, proximity, and also with some features for the division designer.
What? What? What's this supposed to mean? You can deploy generals? I guess you can build military HQs and then you get more soft attack or something in an area if you put a general? That seems... Maybe I just
We're
misunderstood.
looking at ship captains, that is having named captains for your ships, which you can use to earn skills and later promote to admirals to lead your fleet.
Bang! Bang! I'm the smartest person in this room right now.
This is a collaboration between
Peace for our time. Oh no, 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 no! He already said collaboration, it's over. We're gonna have the B team again. They're gonna screw up Czechoslovakia. Hugo is probably gonna get an update.
and a group of content experts with a great deal of modding experience. They pitched something so impressive that we thought it was high time to give them a chance to show what they can do.
Oh wait, it's a focus pack, so it's just gonna be... It's just a mod for one nation that you're gonna spend like $5 for.
And a mechanic called the Divided Nation. This uses these events and decisions and the balance of
It is balance of power.
power to give you a chance
Yes!
to turn things around, as well as a discount of 20%.
It's a 20% discount. I guess that explains why it's 48.77 eddies, but that is insane. You can buy Silksong 2.5 times for this. Oh my god. Oh, yeah. Like, I'm not one who's like, oh, Paradox is being so greedy, but that is insane. Especially after we just came from Graveyard of Empires. They just released the worst DLC ever, and now the next DLC is gonna be more expensive because enough people pre-ordered the current DLC. Ah, okay, so those are Road to 56 guys. Okay, I assume the Allies are a faction with sub-factions. Ooh, okay. Okay. Here's my call. The Allies are a faction of sub-factions, and you cannot call the other sub-faction into a theater or into wars. If the Japanese declare war on the US is in the Allies, but they're not gonna call France, the UK, and everyone in. They're only gonna call the American Commonwealth in, and vice versa. The Commonwealth is not gonna call the Americans in against Germany. I'm gonna assume that's how this works. They can add a faction mechanic where you can integrate the faction closer so that the Americans do go to war with the Germans. I'm gonna assume if you are at war for X amount of time together, the Allies will get a progress, and then they can spend those points to call the faction to get closer binds with the faction or something like that. All right, let's see. Is there anything on those pages just yet? So the Japan focus tree, nothing has changed. The communist China focus tree, nothing has changed. And the nationalist China, nothing has changed. So you are probably paying like 25 eddies to get a Philippines focus tree, effectively. And the military doctrine upgrade. And the factions, new naval special projects, and updates to naval combat with improved carrier mechanics. I don't think I like Paradox games. I have to learn the new faction mechanics. I have to relearn doctrines. I have to relearn naval combat, leading a government in exile, or pursuing independence as Slovakia. So I guess we are gonna get a tree for Slovakia, Czechia, and Czechoslovakia. Oh, look at that! You can join the Comintern or make your own faction. Wow, they really got the best people for this job. I mean, you can't really do more than that, but it's still like every communist tree is the same. Join the Comintern, don't join the Comintern, and it is bad either way. Poland is good. The Soviets are good. And those are the good communist trees in this game. Okay, why did you put this here? Like, you can also just put here, you can press focuses, you can justify on Poland manually, you can quit the game, sure, cool, you can become an industrial powerhouse. I did not doubt for a second that you couldn't. Ooh, but I guess that's cool. Praha Castle and another castle. New equipment graphics and new focus icons. I expected as much. Woo! Engage with the undivided nation mechanic, balance of power, it's gonna be shit! The only upside I see here is it was made by community members. They do know that the faction mechanic, the balance of power mechanics are usually shit, so they probably made it a little bit better. Wait, what? They had to fill the word count. So, you get new art twice, with a comma this time, and, ooh, an extra space as well. Look at that! Ooh! Support your allies across the world and hold fast as the last bastion against Japan and the Pacific, or make use of an unstable political climate to change your course entirely. Come on, just put something interesting here. Like, give us a focus that builds 3 railways for 70 days. Like, look at this! Even the Steam description has bugs. They're missing a dot here, and there's an extra comma here, and I guess this entire paragraph is doubled. Command abilities, proximity, and new division design features. Division design features. I guess you can customize infantry equipment now. I'm interested in the faction mechanics, and that's it. That's actually a bit sad. For $50, I am excited about factions. Okay, on a serious note, I am confident that Japan, China, and Communist China are gonna be fun.